Welcome back to Jessy Junction. I'm your host, MC Jessy. And of course, thank you so much for subscribing. Honestly, I'm elated for all those numbers that you have given Jessy Junction. Thank you so much for always keeping it here. Now, you asked for this guy, and who am I to say no? So this guy is one of the people that we have worked with in the industry, comedy industry, and then from there he went ahead to be appointed by the president as the director of youth affairs. And he's here tonight on Jessy Junction. A guy you all know, and I know you all love. From Kiss 100 mpaka State House. Hey, Walter MONG'ARE. Nyambane.
Senior. Please add the word senior. Walter MONG'ARE Senior.
Walter MONG'ARE Senior.
Yeah, because my son is junior. Walter MONG'ARE Junior. Yeah.
Walter MONG'ARE Junior.
Nilidiscover hata kama wewe ukwa president, ukinem mtoi wako after your name, chances za yeye kukua president ziko high. Barack Obama Junior, right?
Wangu anaitwa Jessy Junior pia.
Unaona sasa.
So hiyo akiitwa hivyo nijue atakuwa president.
Possible. Angalia Bush. Yani unaona tu ukitwa jina la baba yako possibility.
Odinga, Kenyatta.
Yes.
Ruto ameitwa jina ya babake?
I'm not so sure.
Okay. Yeah. Karibu sana. Karibu kwenye Jessy Junction.
Maze, thank you.
Yani na mpaka umejieka starehe na ni kwa wenyewe.
Niko poa. Niko vitu vingi na kuhost. Welcome to Jessy Junction. By the way, mko na relationship na Jessy Jackson.
Yes.
Unajua inanichanganya.
Ule wa US.
So that's why it's okay.
Hata alini tweet siku moja.
Okay.
I see our show.
Right.
He's doing great, man.
Yeah, I see, by the way.
Yeah.
We Americans, we are so happy. We've got a new president. We are so happy. I'm telling you.
You Americans. You are an American.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Aje.
Wamiru wangapi wako US? Watatu. Okay. Wakisi wangapi wako America? The whole of Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Then you come to New Jersey.
Hakuna.
Then you go to Delaware.
Hakuna.
Then you go to Texas. Particularly in a city called Arlington. Na Irving. My friend. Na Houston. Then ukuje Igogwa. Then upande juu hivi Pennsylvania. Then usuke Arizona. Then ukuje mpaka Cincinnati. My friend, wachana sisi. So we're very, very happy we've got a new president. So
ukosho hizo mention ni US ama ni ward za Kisii na Nyamira.
Umesikia babasi hapo?
Na Houston.
Yes. So we're very, very happy.
You have a new president. Congratulations, so president in Kisii sasa.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, things are about to change.
You know one thing, the reason I'm laughing, you have never changed. Hata kama tunajaribu kukuaddress kama mtu sahi ako serious, you know.
Unaona president Uhuru Kenyatta anakuanga serious. That is ni best wa watu. Unaona hata vile yani squeezy president salinganga watu mpaka ananijudge. Inatoka tu yenyewe. So by the way, what's on keep job? Hi Mr. President, we're just hanging out with Jessy, having fun. I know you're watching us. Anyway, salimia boss ana kuwatch.
Yeah, Your Excellency. Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
With your employee.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hapo ndio unasikianga mshahara inaongezwa. But it's okay. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
but thanks for
Your Excellency, we're here. You can see what you're eating in the midst of COVID.
Yeah.
Fanya kitu. Yeah, mimi. So but karibu, what I had to get you nijue kwamba umetoa Kisii, nimekuletea Getenga Keri toke.
Yes.
Na unaona hata mimi nimekuheshimu. I was told that in Kisii land kuna hiki. Zenye zimeshika na mapacha.
Yes.
Ati hii inapeangwa viongozi. Kiongozi. Nikaambiwa kiongozi, lazima ukule ndisi yenye imeshikana.
Kitu baba lewe. Hakuna haja unipe kitu na tusikule.
Karibu ndizi, karibu chai. At least leo nimejaribu. I make some things in a backfire, but akuta nimejaribu mkate, ndizi zo ingiana Meru. Na ni breakfast. So wewe utachagua, na hapa pia kuna
wacha nikuulize
additions.
Unajua Jessy si fiti kuta credit yenye hujamake. Atume make mkate.
Yeah. Silikuwa kwa karatasi nikatoa. So, Walter,
yes,
karibu sana kwenye Jessy Junction.
Thank you.
Watu wamekuulizia sana mpaka nikasema this guy, sijui nitamtoa wapi, but at least ulinipea direct line ya State House and I got you. Karibu sana. First of all, sasa ni kuaddress kama Nyambane ama Walter MONG'ARE.
There are two things that happened. When the president gave me the responsibility to be in charge of youth in his office, he made it very clear. He actually said, sasa simuiti Nyambane, sasa anaitwa Walter. So hata mimi from that moment, nikasema hiyo Nyambane ni sawa, ni jina poa, inaweza kuwa kwa ballot, lakini kwa sasa niite Walter.
So you president alisema categorically.
Yes.
Huyu sasa kijana, mumemuona wa kwenu, sasa mnamjua kama Nyambane, lakini kutoka leo, mimi nitakuwa namuita Walter.
Yes.
So hiyo ni directive.
Hiyo ni directive.
So ni
and a blessing. Yeah. It's aligned to the Bible. When God was ready to bless Abraham and Sarah, aliwa change majina. If you read your Bible well.
I do.
So the moment you're changed, your name is changed. There's a blessing that comes with it. So we are walking testimony, my friend.
So your acting career ilianzaga ukiwa university ama ilianzaga?
You know, one thing I cannot even begin to put a pen on it is when did I exactly begin acting? Because kuna various stories. Naambiwa nikiwa mtoi, nilikuwa napanda juu ya meza nikiwa myang. Madhe anasema nilikuwa na entertain ushago. Ninapanda juu ya meza, ninaanza kuwapigia stories za manyang'ao na oga. You know those things, is it ogre ama oga? Oga. So that's what I'm told. I can't verify that, but you know, it's very hard, just like you, it's very hard to have a very specific definite date when you started doing what you're doing.
But it blew up more.
But when we go to campus, that's of course, I know I was in drama club when I was in Lenana school. Then of course I was in choir, we were in music, we were doing a lot of musical. Then so when I joined campus, it was natural for me to find something to do that was now, you know, tapping into the talent. And that's how we met with Kate.
But Lenana school ni kama tu umepitia, like it's just another place that everyone can go.
Yeah,
you went to Lenana
of course. I didn't go to Lenana school. I schooled in Lenana school. Yeah. You know, ukianza kusema ati nilienda, ninaweza kuwa ulipitia kusalimia kazi yako. Yeah, I joined Lenana school from
meaning basi ulisomea Nairobi ndio uweze kupata marks za kwenda Lenana?
No.
Ama ulisomea Kisii?
My friend, sisi ni wale tuli benefit from quota system. Quota system is in the sense that, you know, those days national schools were very, that's when equity was equity. The equity was in such a way that we would get you from Turkana, we would get you. So we were like a cultural center in Lenana school. We have everybody from every part of the country. And it's because of your marks. Because regardless of where you are, whether you're in Turkana, I was in Mumia school, Mumia's primary school. So that's how I got to get my A's. And that's how
you got your A's.
Yeah, Jessy is about to tell us about his high school. You know, zile mashule zinaitwa Kianchembe, Nkubo, high school, boarding and lodging for girls and boys. You know, sisi wengine tulikuwa kwa Lenana school. Aina story.
So you got A's to get to Lenana school.
Now, those days, you had to earn it.
You had to.
Yeah, there was no shortcut about it.
Then
you didn't need to know anyone to join a national school. You just needed to get your A's. Yeah.
And you got A's. What was kuone hapa ulikuwa una act tu hapa? Wala ni actors ni wase hawana.
Zote zilikuwa ngazi. Unajua zile ngazi. Zile ngazi.
I'll confirm that. Alafu kuna kitu mbaya kama useme ulikuwa na A's, alafu principal wa hiyo shule
Lenana school
anakupenda. I release results zako.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm happy with that. The only thing is nilipata A nikiingia high school, Lenana school, nikapata B nikiingia campus, KU. Yeah. So hapo even though that's my journey in school. But nilianzianga shule inaitwa Itivo. Itivo primary. Nilisoma Itivo primary from class 1 to class 5. And then nikaenda Mumias, nikakuripitishwa class 2.
Kwa nini?
Yenyewe ni long story. Sijui kama nataka nikwambie.
No, niko na time.
Uko na time? You see, in Kisii, tulikuwa tunafundishwa in mother tongue. And I'm sure many of us know that. Even you in Meru, mulikuwa mnafundishwa English in mwalimu alengo choba tebanga. Naoni negendo kelie kworokie lieta lyomonto. Ati chekitifu nelie kworokie action yomonto agokora. So you can imagine hiyo ni English lesson in Itibo primary school. That's why I started. Itibo. I-T-I-B-O.
Itibo means what? Itibo. The last one.
Jessy, don't throw shade. It's okay. It's a good school.
Which one? Ni gani ilikuwa inamaanisha?
Nyake mincha.
Oh, nyake mincha. So Itibo has
it's only in Kisii we have very interesting names. Like Nyasore primary school. No, you know. Enyewe watu watusamee tu Nyasore. Etente high school. You know, some names ukisikia unasema it's okay, tusamee tu.
Mpaka ukiandika CV.
Una omit that.
Right in English.
Yeah. So that's how I left Itibo. Then I went to Mumias. But because the only language of communication nilikuwa nayo ilikuwa Kikisii, ikakuwa ni hard to make transition to an English speaking school in Mumias. Yeah. So that was in 85. Mazeni nilikanga hivi class niko blank for almost 1 month. Father akakuja discuss na principal akasema umse mrudishe class 3. Anzia hapo. So nilikuwa nimekuja. Ningemaliza mapema, so by the time namaliza high school, nilikuwa nikaa mimi ni principal. Nikaa mwalimu. Unajua ni wale wakubasemu kwa form 4 lakini you are 21.
So ulimaliza high school
you are 21. Nakaa teaching practice. So but that was a journey. It was a beautiful journey. Yeah. It made me who I am.
But at least made it to go to university.
Yeah.
What did you study?
Fine art.
Did you intend to study fine arts?
No, I wanted to do music because I think I'd enjoyed doing music in high school. But when I go to campus, you see now I'd done fine art. Na sikuwa na like fine art. Juu our teacher alikuwa anaitwa Miss Kadabai, mwindi fulani akiwa Lenana school. Na aliniambianga tu from the beginning, maze, you will never mount to anything. You will never amount to anything. Yaani juu ya kuchora tu. Ati juu sijapeana job.
Unachora na kwambia wewe sasa itakupeleka hapo.
You will never amount to anything. So sometimes unajua hizi vitu tunaambiwanga na watu. Ukiziweka kwa kichwa, by the way, you become what people profess. Profess. And if you decide go against that grain and you go beyond, life changes. You don't have to believe what people tell you. Yeah.
And that one actually made you believe more in fine art than getting demoralized.
Yeah. So I joined and I started doing fine art. And that's how, in the process, that's how I met my wife. But the rest is history. It's been 24 years. Yeah.
Unaipita tu hivi. So ulikuwa unachora ukamchorea.
Nikampaint hivi. Nikampaint.
Ulimit wife yako ukichora ukamchora ukamwambia hiyo dala.
Unajua those days tukitoka kampo tulikuwa tunatoka na vitu 3. Unatoka na degree, wife na mtoi. Unajua? So ni important those days. Don't get me wrong. I don't know how you roll nowadays, but those were our days.
Saa hii ni tofauti sana. Saa hii
of course.
Ni uingie TikTok na utwak. Talking na followers. Hivyo tu.
Yeah, but
I'm a degree.
There's something that you had begun to say, and I don't want to kill it. You mean I actually inspired you to do comedy?
Yes, you did. For me, you did. Because nikiwa high school, I actually nilikuwa nachekesha watu sana. I used to like it. And luckily, my drama teacher, Mr. Chokera, who was also the chairman Kenya Drama Festivals Association, had seen that. And he never used to ask me anything. Akisikia bado na act nini, ananiacha tu. Ananiambia keep going. And then I told him kuna hawa vijana. Ndio niendelee kuwatch Ridiculous. I told him kuna hawa vijana naonanga wana act wapi na uko KU. So I don't wanted to go to KU.
Okay.
What
happened? You didn't come to KU?
No, sikukuja juu mlikuwa mshamaliza. Nilikuwa nadhani ati nitakuja KU.
Nikusoma.
Niwakute. Niwakute ni join.
But will you join KU?
Hapana?
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a better university.
We'll be back after this short break. Kuna vile watu wanaongea freestyle. We would
But that is it. You guys when you were acting there, ilikuwa inaninspire sana. But kuna kitu moja ilikuwa inanishangaza. You used to act the late former president Daniel Moi.
Yeah.
You were never scared. Nilikuwa na jembe nikikutana naye nitakuuliza.
You know,
you were never scared mimicking somebody that was untouchable that time.
Now, you know, thinking about those days, if you asked me if I was to do it again today, yes, ile ilikuwa ni ujinga. Ile ilikuwa ni naivety. Unajua kuna vile unaweza kuwa mnaive. Unaweza kuwa na innocent courage.
Yes.
I do not think we thought about it. Because if we thought about it, we wouldn't have done it. That's the only thing I can explain today. We just had passion for what we wanted to do. We aligned ourselves to what was current and what people, you know, were accustomed to for a very long time. Because remember, Moi was in power for 24 years.
Yes.
So everything was around Moi. So it was easy for our comedy to be around him. And I honestly don't remember a moment that KJ, Tony, and I was scared for anything or for anyone.
Muliganza too.
We were having fun. That's all. We were
how did it come ati mimi nitakuwa Moi, wewe KJ utakuwa the late Kamotho, na wewe Tony utakuwa bodyguard wangu. Muliipanga hivyo ama ilitokea hiyo character?
Ukiangalia Ridiculous tulikuwa na characters wengi sana.
Yes.
I mean, we played a variety of roles. Tony made a very beautiful woman. Okay. Followed by myself. Yeah. Mheshimiwa KJ will not make a good she will make the chick that you don't want to see. You don't want to take to your parents. Yeah. Tony was beautiful. Tony was beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, and I was dark chocolate, and I made a very, you know.
You're talking like that na niko na video zenu mkiwa wa mama.
Yeah. So KJ was
you can't tell me
KJ was a terrible chick.
Your video you are a beautiful woman.
Yeah. No. See Walter. After your video.
Hiyo video una play. Wewe niambia ulikuwa beautiful.
So when Tony had a very good, perfect voice for Moi. And the reason why it was so easy to get into the Moi character, it was because tulikuwa kampo na Moi alikuwa chancellor. So every other time alikuwa nakuja kampo. Because remember those days, the president was the chancellor of all universities. Yeah. He was mkulima number 1. Alikuwa mtu ana kila kitu ni ya Moi. Moi High School, Moi Kitchen, Moi Jessy Junction, Moi, yani by the way kwa live za hiki kwa umeka Moi Jessy Junction show, you know,
that was no funded.
No, hakukuwa na fund. You had no choice. You had no choice. But of course ukimita Moi ana show up. That's the beauty. So it was everywhere. So it was easy. Tony had a perfect voice for Moi, but I had resemblance and body structure for Moi. Yeah, because Tony was very light, and
Moi wasn't light.
Wasn't light.
Yes.
Tony was fat. Tony, yeah, so that's so when we went
Moi
into,
was lean.
Yeah, we went into character.
Very strong.
Yeah, when we went into character analysis, KJ and Tony. By the way, we had a very good understanding on how we assigned each other character. It was on merit. Yeah, you had to earn it. That was the toughest thing about the three of us. We were very meticulous in everything that we did. If it was costuming, we had to get it right. If it was mannerism, you had to go and study. Okay, that tells you why I never finished my degree, because I was studying more than I was studying in class. Yeah, but that's a story for another day.
Ukumaliza? For another day on Jessy Junction, we're here. Ukumaliza shule.
Nitamaliza, please, Jessy. Wacha ukanyage your story. Tutamaliza tu. Utakuja kuita graduation.
Hey, na vile hapa ati, oh, you didn't come to campus. Why didn't you? So, hey, kumbe wewe ndio. No wonder. No wonder.
Afadhali mimi nilienda. Afadhali nilienda, wewe hukuenda, wewe wacha na hiyo story. Ulipitia hapo kienda Meru. Thika Road. Wacha story. Yeah, but that's how we arrived on the character. Because KJ and Tony were very, we all selected the characters, we practiced, we did what we needed to do, right? And that's how we began.
That time?
Yeah.
Comedy ilikuwa inalipa?
No. Most of the time tulikuwa tuna-invite show. Unaambiwa mtapewa transport na food. Mchape show. And because of the love for what we did, enyewe, tulikuwa tunachapa tu yani for food. Yes, tunapewa food. I remember the highest amount of money that we were paid for the first gig that we did.
Yes.
Remember when we started, we were the three of us. Then of course the other guys were giving us supportive roles. Akina Fanya and family.
Yes.
Public noisemakers. There were a number of guys who supported our act when we were growing up, and big ups to all of them because they made ridiculous what it was. You may have seen the three of us, but the number of people around us were many. And thanks to our brother Bob Nyanja, who had just come from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes.
United States.
The guy had a touch on camera, my friend. Bob will tell you, excuse me, that's not funny. As in, imagine umechapa joke, and then Bob would ask, I don't see laughs there. And he was American.
Yeah.
And Bob is American. He doesn't, akufichi, vile sisi, tunaambiana tu ati yenyewe Jessy.
Wacha tutawaka na hiyo. Tutaedit.
Nah, there's no laughter in that. So there are so many people who are around us, people who made us be who we were as ridiculous. So that's exactly the process by which we now arrived on characters. And then when now it comes to the payment, my guy,
yes.
It doesn't matter what kind of show you're doing. The market was not ready for the product we had. Yeah. So the monies were not commensurate to the input, but we loved the art and we were doing it for the, for the love of art. And so it was never a challenge. But we came to recover the money later when we started signing the contracts. A guy called Patrick Kwaku comes to Nation Center, the CEO of the Radio Africa. He comes to look for me.
Yes.
Then the stereotype we have about our brothers from West Africa. We can't even mention them from Nigeria, from Ghana, from Cameroon. You don't even want to have a conversation with them because every other day you're told these guys are drug dealers,
yes.
Things like that.
They're
You don't even want to. Unfortunately, it will be very unfortunate for you to be with Nigeria with you. Yes. I'm telling you, now a holla. So I had that mentality. I'm in campus. There's this Ghanaian guy looking for me. Why would he look for me? The guy told me when we met at one of the hotels in the city, high end. No, I'm in second year, my friend. See, yes.
And then here is a
West Africa guy.
I'm here. And I'm looking for you.
He said, I've come to talk to you, and I think you can do a good job on radio. I was like, I've never done radio. I've done TV. I've done comedy, but
yes.
No. Don't worry. We'll just make sure you're.
We'll train
you. Yeah, we'll
show you how it is.
We'll pocket you. We'll do everything. Hey, my guy, I was like, okay. Then I was told to meet this partner that I was going to do the radio show with.
Yes.
When she walked in,
when
she walked in, you would feel the air has changed. Beauty has just.
Yes.
It has spiced these two men, one from Gizi, Nyamataro, another one from Cameroon, from Ghana. And then comes this Kamba chick. Beautiful, gorgeous.
Walking high heels.
And she would throw the hair like this,
I'm sure unaona ni kama
let me tell you.
Kwa movie mali mtu.
Exactly.
That's what I'm picturing. High heels.
And she was real.
That was Caroline Mutoko.
That was Caroline Mutoko. Now, when she came, she was an impact. When she left, it was even wow. Okay?
So she came and did you know her that time?
No, of course, she was in Capital FM.
Yes.
So we used to listen to her on Capital FM.
Yes.
And I'm told, this is the girl I'm going to work with. Dude.
Kisii huko.
Kutoka Kisii ukuje Nairobi tena. Uanze tena kukutana na kwa mama kama hapa. Sasa hapa bwana my friend. So we signed the contract and Caroline.
Wewe unaruka kusign contract.
Caroline was.
Karo vile alikuja sasa umeketi hapo na Patrick kwako.
Yeah.
Alikuambia nini?
From that time I wasn't hearing anything anyone was saying. I was seeing midomo inasonga because I was still mesmerized.
Hi Walter, my name is Caroline Mutoko.
No, she didn't even know my name.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, I don't think Patrick had briefed her. Yeah, but thanks to my handsomeness, she was easy on me.
Because so this is the guy I'm going to work with.
Yeah, this is the guy I'm going to work with. And
okay.
Wow. And I was like, yani hata vile wanaongea kizungu, hapo ndo na resign. Unataka kusema ile kizungu yako yenye uko nayo, unataka kulimit the conversation usiongee uharibu. Caroline anaongea na Patrick.
Kazi yako ni kuangalia.
I was hired.
Akasema I like him.
Yeah.
Alisema hivyo.
It can work.
It can work.
It can work.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it can work. And then Caroline was very, very supportive for 8 years. That's the first woman I used to see every single day. For 8 years. In the morning at 4 a.m. For 8 years. And we had such a wonderful chemistry with Caroline. And that is what made Kiss 100 Breakfast Show a #1 show for 8 years non-stop. Because of the dedication and how, organized Caroline is. Sometimes I see people having this, this hater mentality about how she does things. But when you get to work with Caroline, I mean, the people who have worked with me in my journey, I've really been very, very supportive. And even before that, I had a chance to work with Chris Kirubi. Chris was supporting us when he had the Hako Industries, when we were in Kenyatta University, when we started the comedy. Angetupatia job. Tukufanya. Anatupatia job, anatupatia vitabu. Na kalamu.
Ikiwa malipo.
You are in campus. Why do you want money? Take the books.
And the pens to go
and the pens and go and write. Take the red one and the blue one and the black one too.
Mnalipo na vitabu.
Tulikuwa tunapewa products za Hako Industries. Take the hair erosion. Tunatoka na goodie bags baada ya kuchapa show Kasarani. But
so that is what taught you the art of kukua kazi lazima ikuwe thara.
You have no option.
Na wewe umetoka huko Garagaria tu, umetoka huko Kenyatta University.
Yes.
You were scared hapo kwa meeting mkiona kina Patrick wako na Caroline.
Yeah.
And then ukasign contract.
Yes.
Ukaambiwa
hata sikusign contract, nisema tu niko sawa. Niko sawa. Hata mkiamua kunilipa ni sawa tu. Karo ndiye ananiletea do. Sawa. Niko happy.
Bako kaambia naishi mahali fulani.
No, hapo ni shida. Sasa kawe ndani maze. Sikianza kuambia Caroline kawe ndani. Ajui. Na unajua those days Kenyatta Thika highway ilikuwa ni lane moja ya kukam na ya kwenda. Yaani so imagine kutoka Kahawa. Nowadays you can take that's where TRM is, the TRM mall and stuff like that. You get the ride.
Super highway today.
The super highway, today.
So it wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't there. So from Githurai, which takes you about 15 minutes today, it will take you about 45 minutes then.
Yes.
Okay, so coming to KU, ulikuwa unanid journey.
Yes.
So I could only imagine ati Caroline anilete mshahara kawa ndani. Hiyo ndaipata hiyo month nyingine, so ni fiti nichukue tu mapema. So
wacha kuchukulia kwa office.
So but Patrick and Caroline put a lot of thought process around me. you know, we came up with the character. I came up with the name, Nyambane.
So that was the first day when you went to Radio Africa now.
Yes.
Uko hapo Kiss 100. You are not scared. Saila alifinya your button. Now let's go on air. You knew what you were going to say.
Remember.
Na naongea Kizungu.
Remember, my friend.
Yes.
Don't mistake me. Kizungu ilikuwa ndani yangu, ni kutoka ilikuwa na ugumu. Okay? Let us not please. Hata nikianza Mumias, tulianza na kuongea Kiluya, Kikisi, kabla tukuje kwa Kizungu, tulifika. So please, usinidharau sana. Caroline akiongea Kizungu, nilikuwa na escape, naongea Kikisi. Yaani, ilikuwa tactic ya survival.
Ndio sasa hata character ya Nyambane sasa ikatokea hapo.
Ikaiva. Kumbe ni camouflage. Juu ile Kizungu msichana anaongea.
Yes.
Hey.
So listening to Big Breakfast on Kiss 100. I'm Caroline.
Namwambia endelea. You finish it there. English is continuous. Continue.
Because your show, you guys did an amazing job on radio. I think you guys were the pioneers now of radio comedy. And that combination of a very upright person when it comes even to English and all that, Akosin, and then you bring in the element of a comedian, the madness and all that. I think it was the first one.
Yeah, and that became a template of the current radio stations that you have. And I'm humbled that whatever Caroline, Patrick, and myself put together has now become a template that people can use, you know, for radio breakfast and even drive shows. So it's one of those things you're happy and proud to contribute to society. Yeah.
And from there, when you left Kiss 100, you decided comedy tena hapana. Or was it that when the president, at that time you guys were in Kisii, right? When the president said who you
Mamba entertainment amewacha. I looked at the president, I'm like, boss. Hata David alikuwa na entertain soul. So mimi ukiniita State House, saa zile kumekwama kabisa ati BBI inakuletea stress. Ina kama na kuchekesha, tunacheka tu, then nakuacha. You know, entertainment is necessary. But if you look at it keenly, the president is very, very supportive of the creative industry. Why? Because he has surrounded himself with people who are creatives. And this is something that you didn't know. Did you know that the chief of staff of His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta is a graphic designer? That you didn't know. Now that's a fact. You only get to hear it first on Jessy Junction. Hey, no man, yeah, so the president, and me try.
I can hear Caroline Mahali.
For 8 years, for 8 years, lazima kurab. For 8 years, lazima kurab.
So the president is the one who fired you
from entertainment.
Yes. And appointed you to be a serious Walter MONG'ARE.
Senior.
Nyambane ikatupwa mbali kabisa. And then Nyambane.
Yuko hapa.
Walter senior.
Hapa. Yuko hapa chini. Hii chai ngoja. Nimemix. Sijakunywa.
Unajua bado mimi nakuona ukiwa comedian. Even if you
nataka nichemshie. Nimepoa. Uko na microwave?
Iko.
Nataka nichemshie.
Kuna kitu kingine tunaikanga hapa ndani, then within 3
inakuwa moto.
Less than a minute.
Inakuwa moto.
It's like a cube, ice cube, like ice cube moto. Unaweka ndani then the whole thing. So take it.
Let me wacha nikunywe bila iko.
Kino tuko sawa. Tuna maendeleo.
It's okay.
Na si ringing, I'm not ringing.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I feel
so
you.
The president
Yes.
fired you from being a comedian and appointed you. So your appointment then is sort of like a cabinet secretary. Like for example, wewe hukupigiwa kura ama kuvetiwa parliament ndio appointiwe kama director wa youth affairs in the office of the president.
Yes.
So he appointed you.
Yes.
Kama CS. Yeah. So wewe na Matiang'i
Hatuko same. Matiang'i mwana minto Fred ngaki na ukwani we are not the same.
Was it hard for you now to shift from Nyambane to Walter MONG'ARE Senior?
I think, Jessy, and that's what we alluded to earlier. People kind of mistake comedy to be, you know, something that is something on a low card kind of thing. To be honest, for you to hold audiences of 3,000 like you do as Jessy and grab their attention for about 45 minutes on a show, it's extremely and highly intellectual. So I want to give it up for every comedian out there because it takes more than just cracking jokes. It takes understanding your audience, you know, doing some sort of psychology on your own, even if you didn't study it. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not very difficult for you as Jessy to transition from doing a comedy show to an office administrative role. It's not difficult. It's already in you. It's only that you're using comedy as an effective tool of communication. And that's what I think. And so it's not been a challenge for me to get into government. I started being in government in 2010. That's when I joined KBC as the head of radio. And then within 2 years, we had just moved the radio stations bouquet for KBC from 3 radio stations to 13. By the time I was exiting in 2012, voluntarily, it's not that I was fired, because my contract expired and I needed to move on to, that's when we had the county governments coming in. So I needed to give my services to the county governments. So I've been in government since 2010, having worked at KBC, then went to Kisii County as a communication director, then came to Nairobi County as the communication director, then now in the presidency as the director of youth. So it's not been a challenge, and it's not. And I want to believe that we are all capable of doing all these things that we do. Only that people kind of define us with what we do and what they see. But they never get to know who Jessy is. They know you, they know of you, they know what you do, but they don't know you. So for a very long time, I'm sure a majority of you knew Nyambane and saw Nyambane, but you never met Walter. Mm-hmm. Yes, Walter was a father. Walter was a government official. You know, things like that, right?
So talking of you being a father, your son graduated.
No, my son has not graduated.
Which one graduated?
It's my daughter.
Oh, your daughter, sorry.
Yes,
sorry.
It's my daughter.
Your daughter graduated. Na wewe bado.
Let me put it this way.
Allow me
let me put it this way. Cheka tu peke yako. But let me tell you something. Do you know the amount of sacrifice that I had to make to get my daughter to graduate and to go to campus? It's called sacrifice. You know, parents tunajinyima. Ndio tunapatia watoto wetu wainuke.
Wewe sasa
nikajinyima mimi mwenyewe kama Walter Mong'are, nikajinyima ili mtoto wangu mwanadada ainuke apate kumaliza. Hatuwezi kuwa tunashindana nyumbani, dining table ni moja na sisi wote lazima tusome. Sasa lazima ninge sacrifice as a parent.
Ukaamua mimi wacha niachane na shule. Nimruhusu mwanangu amalize. Kisha akishamaliza sasa nitarudi nimalize. So she graduated in what? She's a psychologist. Yes. A young parent with a daughter who's graduated in psychology. Yes. Does she help you? Like, please, I don't want to take much of your time on this show to talk about one of my children, because that will bring discrepancy. Yes. I have a number of children, those that I know of. And so I acknowledge all of them, and I acknowledge their contribution so far up to their ages that they are. So it's only that I'm talking about my firstborn, who I'm proud of. You know, I'm trying to take you seriously. That's a very serious. Yeah, that's very serious. Yes. Lakini naona hiyo nyumba. Basi acha nikaivi. Labda unaweza acha kumchukulia serious. So are you ever serious at home na hawa watoto? Wanakuchukulianga serious ama wanaonanga wanakutanga daddy like mimi ni baba yao. Yeah? Mimi ni baba yao. Hakuna mchezo. Nikiingia kwa nyumba ni baba. It's dad. Yeah. But you know, I like the way my children make reference to me. They don't call me dad. Unajua dad ni mazoea. Wewe unakumbuka tukigrow up. Ulikuwa baba yako akikuja ulikuwa unahepa kwanza. You scatter. Unanyamaza kama amekupata. Until uitwe. Yes. Na probably chances are ukiitwa unakuja kuchapwa. Mr. Mong'are, wacha nikwambie hii story. Mr. Mong'are alikuwa anatuchapa na bradhangu anaitwa Barari. Mina Barare no nchonga na no yonde na bogonko nini Jessy nini no ni majini
What's wrong with our names?
Anyway,
Barari. Yes.
Na huyo mwingine?
Onchonga.
Onchonga. Mwisho?
Uongo. Na Penny. So padre alikuwa anatuchapa. Tunamuuliza, "Dad, unatuchapia nini?" Anatuambia nawachapa juu naenda safari. Na anajua mtakosa. So mnachapa in advance. You know,
unapigwa deposit.
In a deposit. Akuje kumalizia kirudi. Hey, you know, tulikuwa tunachapa for, yani unachapa tu. You know, nowadays, so when I see my children making reference to me as father.
Yes.
You know, ukisikia mtu yeye anakuita father. Hata unasikia, hata unainuka. Unaangalia mama yao. Did you hear that?
So they call you father.
Yeah, so that tells you.
You live with all of them.
Yes. Why are you making it sound like my children are in different counties? Wakikuja matanga watakuwa nasimamishwa haya wa jimbo la jimbo ya Pwani.
Umesema ni wengi. How many are there? 11.
My father told me this, and I want to encourage majority of us men. Don't count your children. Why are you counting them? Umemaliza kuzaa ndio uanze kusema ni watatu ama ni wanne. And I think I like that wisdom about old men. Told us men do not count their children. And that's why I would say wale ninajua ni hawa na wale niko nao ni kwa sasa. Yeah. Jessy, uko na watoto ngapi?
Niko nao.
Wale unajua kwa sasa. Sasa hivyo that's the right answer. That's the right answer. Hakuna mwanaume anaweza funga.
So Walter iko ameenda na huko.
Hii chai nataka inchemshwe.
Unajua ni kwa sababu I'm trying to get Walter Mong'are senior, the serious one. At the same time in my head I have Nyambane. That's why najaribu to figure out how you transitioned and became serious. But ukiongea hapa bado you still Nyambane.
But let me tell you, Jessy, life is fun.
Yes.
And life is very, you know, it's very short. Kwa Kisii there's a saying in Kisii tunasema obogimambosa ragira dada. For subtitles and stuff like that. It means life is free. Yes. So enjoy it. That's in essence what it is. So hatuwezi kuwa ati sisi tuko na kipawa. God has given us a gifting. Because your ability to entertain people is an internal deposit that you have.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that when you now have a serious job in government, then it just dies. Once a comedian, you'll always be a comedian. Once a musician, you'll always be a musician. And I know majority of you met me when I'm doing comedy. But other than that, we started more with the band, with Tony on the saxophone, myself on the keyboard and drums. So we were musicians, and that's what we did. So when you've been blessed with giftings that are meant to elevate other people, and give other people platforms and grow people. Sometimes when I look at you and I'm like, do you know that Eric Wainaina's first song was translated by Ridiculous as a team? Somewhere in Boston. Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Sema twice. People from Central have a difficulty with that. Massachusetts. Yeah. Yeah. So, but you know, we actually did the translation and reworked on the song together with Eric in early 2000 in Boston. So other than just the comedy, we have also the giftings of music. And so in essence, all these giftings we have are just to make our lives better.
Yes.
So when we laugh here and we discuss serious stuff, we can discuss serious stuff in a fun way. We don't have to be funny, but we can be fun. Yeah.
And now being the director of youths, and we have many that have these giftings, and maybe the parents are not supporting them. What would you tell the parents that know their kids have a talent, but they don't really believe that wanaweza make anything out of them? We want them to be pilots, doctors, or lawyers. What would be your message?
What I discovered, Jessy,
because you are a parent.
What I discovered is majority of us are living our lives through our children. Unasukuma mtoto wako akwe scientist juu ulikuwa unataka kukuwa scientist na ukafail geography, ukafail CRE, ukafail Kiswahili, ukafail physics, and you want to push it through your child. Yani ndio useme ile ulikuwa unataka kuwa doctor haikuwork. So unataka mtoi wako akwe doctor na mtoi wako anapata D. Okay, please, as parents, let us first things first. Let us stop living our dreams through our children. It means we must allow our children to be and to become the best that they can become. Number two, we also do understand that even as government, we also do understand that for a very long time, we were academically oriented people, and we wanted people to be, do academics. We forgot that they have giftings, they have talent, they have other things. And that's why even as we speak, the government has changed the curriculum from the 844 that you knew to competency-based curriculum, where as early as grade 3, we're able to identify your giftings and then put you on that trajectory for you now to exploit that talent that is within you. That's why even arts and sports science as a discipline, from a government perspective. So it all starts with structure of government. Then we are now trying to have a conversation with parents as we are doing right now. And thanks for that question, because then we make the parents realize that these children have giftings and you must let them be in that direction that they're going. Stop living your life through your children.
And the youths themselves that have the talent, maybe wanataka kukimbia, they want to be Nyambane today. What would be your message to
My
them?
message to the young people, and particularly when you're in the early 20s, I want to encourage young people to prepare for the opportunities. I don't want young people to be looking for the opportunities. And the challenge we're having right now is, Jessy, there's a young man you've inspired, and he wants to be Jessy today and now. What they don't see is the journey that Jessy has gone through to get to where you are today at this junction. And that is what we want to encourage our young people to do. Watch out for the journey. Stop looking at the end product. You can't start being Jessy now. It's a process. So that process is what I'm encouraging young people to take time to prepare themselves for the opportunities, because when the opportunities come, they will only befit those who are ready for them. Okay? Don't burn yourself trying to be a millionaire when you're 20. Dude, there are people who have cracked their jackpot when they are 60, and they still have another 30 years to live. So I would encourage young people to, spend time sharpening their skills, spend time sharpening their knowledge, spend time preparing for the opportunities, because today, what I'm living on today is what I did when I was in my 30s. All right? So this craze and this desire to make money as opposed to earning money is what is killing most of our young people. And that's what I would encourage them to do. Prepare yourself for the opportunity.
Prepare and
yes, because the opportunities will come. Yeah, and endure the process. No, people tell you of the final, but they never tell you of the murky middle. Yeah. They never tell you what you go through to get to the final.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, Skia, we have a new president in the US, Joe Biden. And the other day, tulikuona wewe, wakati Obama alishinda, umeitwa mpaka US Embassy ukaenda kuongea.
Yes.
Umeitwa hii ya Joe Biden. Ama uko supporter wa Joe Biden?
I was a supporter of Joe Biden, and I even... it's Biden and Harris, okay? Please don't forget. Yeah, don't forget. We Americans, we are so happy that it was gruesome, it was tough, it was unprecedented, but we finally have Joe in office and Harris.
You Americans.
We as Americans, we are very, very proud of what we've done. We're very, very happy of what we have achieved. And there's going to be a tremendous change in the next 4 years.
Si uongee kama Muamerika, watu wadhani wewe ni Muamerika. Like it's going to be remaining.
No. Then we don't do accents, right? We're naturals, all right? You know what I'm saying, right? No, we do natural. So, I mean, we are very glad that we've got we got a new president in the office, and we're looking forward to a great 4 years ahead as Americans. And majority of us who are in Minnesota, in New Jersey, in Delaware, in Iowa, and Texas, we are very, very proud of what we've done, and we look forward to a fruitful 4 years.
So utaenda kupeana speech tena kaya ile
lazima hata hiyo nishapeana kwa Jessy Junction. Yes, so we
na usivae ile nguo ya kazi sasa. Hiyo president
alikataa.
Sasa ni sasa hiyo ndio ukiona suit.
But let me tell you, it was tough. It was unpredictable. I mean, Trump was looking very, very good. It was looking like he's going in for a second term. But we predicted from the beginning. We knew Trump was going to be a one-term president. So I've got no doubt in the ability of Americans to make a decision and for them to come out in large numbers against the odds and amidst COVID and everything else. And we've got a new president and a vice president who's a woman. So we're very proud of ourselves.
We're the ambassador.
We are very proud. Congratulations to all the Americans, my fellow Americans out there, for a good job. Well done. Yeah.
But Walter, thanks a lot for coming for Jessy Junction.
Thank you.
I appreciate, man. Yes. Watu walikuwa wamekuulizia sana nikasema sawa. Walikuwa wanasema ule wa ridiculous mlete. And thank you, I'm humbled.
And the pleasure is all mine. Thank you for having me here and the bananas and everything else and the bread that the bread that we never ate. What? Tunaweza beba? Yeah, but Jessy, thank you. Thank you. Just as the signature of my president to say bye.
Yeah. Waambie hapa wasiende mbali. Jessy Junction is coming back.
Don't go away. Jessy Junction. We'll be right back.
Our legendary comedian, our forefathers in the comedy industry. What an honor for me to host our forefathers, the people that taught us how to do this, what we are doing today. Walter MONG'ARE Nyambane, an amazing guest. He reminds me of one Roman military advisor who once said that if you want to tell people the truth, be funny or they'll kill you. See you next time on Jessy Junction. I'm your host, MC Jessy. So far, so good.